It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to the Starr Breakfast News with me, Nana Amma Attaa Acquah. It's Friday, 6th August 2024, and here is what we have. It's September, rather. And here is what we have coming up in the headlines. The Electoral Commission to hold crunch meeting with largest opposition National Democratic Congress today over discrepancies in provisional voters register. Also coming up, latest report by Global Info Analytics reveals governing MPP will struggle to retain safe seats in Sekondi Takoradi metropolis. And later on in the bulletin, Ghana Water Company offers temporary relief to residents of Nima by donating thousands of litres of water amid acute water shortage. We've got these details coming up shortly. Star News is coming to you live on Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi, Empire 102.7 FM in Takoradi, Zeps 95.9 FM in Zebila, Nissim 100.1 FM in Lamshao, My Star Radio in the USA, also live on Facebook on Star 103.5 FM and on starfm.com.gh around the world. This is Star 103.5 FM. Star News. Informed, in-depth, in touch. This is the Starr Breakfast News with me, Nana Amma Attaa Acquah. Now, the Electoral Commission is set to hold a crunch meeting with the largest opposition National Democratic Congress today over discrepancies in the provisional voters register. Now, the meeting was called following issues with the register provided to political parties in the country. The register is alleged to be fraught with various discrepancies, which is said to have undermined its credibility. Ahead of that crunch meeting, however, the NDC proposed a live telecast of the proceedings to ensure transparency. That move was, however, rejected by the EC. The Deputy Director of Elections and IT, Dr. Tanko Rashid Computer, has been speaking to our sister station GH1 TV on the party's expectations ahead of the meeting later today.
It is very clear. I mean, for transparency's sake, this is Electoral Commission that always touts their credential of transparency. Right. Everything that they want to do, they want it to be transparent. They've been saying it all along. Have. Now, you gave us a provisional register. The provisional register is a public document. It's a document you exhibited. Right. We've checked through we've scanned the register, and we've seen serious discrepancies in the register. Unprecedented. For the first time, I mean, from 92, we've been doing exhibition exercise for all this. This year exhibition looks different in terms of the number of transfers that we have just seen. You've seen what is going on in Efutu, Ejumako, Northern sector, you go to Volta region, unprecedented transfers. We've realized that illegal transfers, massive illegal transfers occurred in this register that they have compiled. So we wrote to them and told them that we want to have a meeting with you over these issues that we have seen, because you gave it the register. Okay, so they replied that we should come and have this engagement with them on the 9th, or this on the 6th, which is tomorrow, September. On Friday. Right. So we said, fine. Then having looked at that, in between, they held a press conference. And in their press conference, they admitted to all the concerns that we raised. Right. That, yes, there were problems, there was no liveliness check in terms of the transfer. Because of that, they had to interdict one of their officers allegedly involved, and that kind of thing. And then they've talked of the Jumanco issue. Okay, invariably, they vindicated the NDC.
Now, poll group Global Info Analytics has revealed the governing New Patriotic Party will struggle to retain safe seats in the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis. According to results from its latest special poll of the region, Global Info Analytics predicted that the opposition NDC is likely to garner some 53% of votes in the region. The poll, which focused on 4 constituencies in the metropolis, which are Sekondi, Takoradi, Efia and Esikado Ketan, suggests that the NPP could, for the first time, lose 2 of its seats there. Here is the Executive Director of Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwa, who says the polls are a reflection of the standard of living thoughts of the voters.
The overview is to see how the MPP is performing in the Western region, and in particular in the Chakwadi enclave. We have picked some data from our previous work that suggested that all wasn't well in those areas. But those samples were not sufficient enough for us to draw a conclusion on what was happening there. So we went back in full force and then interviewed a much larger sample across all these 5 areas, then to confirm what was going on in those constituencies. It's usual field interviews with officers holding handheld devices and then engaging voters in all the electoral areas of the constituencies that we visited. People are picked randomly on the street and in their homes or offices, shops, and interviewed. And the sample sizes are given for all the constituencies with their margin of error. But averagely, the margin of error is around 4.5% for all this survey that we have done. Now, you can look at what we have published. These are constituencies that MPP usually wins. And the only constituency NDC has won there before was Takoradi, I think, in 1992. Right. Ever since, MPP has won all those areas. So clearly, if you are losing ground in areas you should be winning big, then it means it's a problem wider in the region. It's very obvious from the survey we did. If you look at the question we posed voters, do you believe that Ghana is in the right direction or wrong direction? 69% of voters say wrong direction. Only 15% said right direction. When it comes to the question of their standard of living, has it improved compared to last year? Only 9% said it has improved. 47% said it's getting worse. 47. And 37 said it's unchanged. So you can see that the standard of living of people is really driving them to vote the way they are voting.
Now on to matters of energy. Analyst Dr. Shafiq Suleiman has rejected a draft bill proposing the merger of the Volta River Authority with the Bui Power Authority in its current form. Now, according to him, the government should instead separate the Volta River Authority's thermal operations completely from VRA Hydro before they are merged. His comments follow agitations by VRA staff against the proposed merger. The proposed merger, among other things, will see the consolidation of the electricity company of Ghana, that's ECG, with the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO, and the creation of an independent thermal power authority from VRA's thermal plants, if approved. Here's Senior Lecturer of the Institute of Oil and Gas Studies at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Suleiman.
This government is already thinking about merging V and VRA. I mean, which to us, it doesn't make too much sense compared to, separating thermal of VRA and then creating, merging V and VRA. You don't have a problem. But then you must separate thermal completely from VRA first. So you can think of merging V and VRA because they are both managing hydro dam. They are both managing hydro dam. So if you make them just fully like that, it will make sense. It's on its own and it's managing the depth for its construction. VRA has already performed its duties and it's on its own too. It doesn't. So if you are merging the two, where is the synchronization? I've seen the document. The document is currently, I've even shared it with a couple of people. But then that has even done the merging. Oh, right now, if you are just merging VRA and V holistically like that, it's not a good thing. But then if you can separate VRA thermal from VRA hydro, that's the first thing. And then you can even put the hydro under, or VRA hydro and V can then come together as one. No one will have a problem with that. But then just holistically merging VRA and V right now, it's reasonable.
Now, residents of Nima in Accra can finally breathe a sigh of relief as the perennial water shortage that has plagued the community for a long time is temporarily alleviated. Plastic and water tank manufacturing company Syntex Ghana has donated several thousands of litres of water to address the age-old water challenge. The following report has the details.
The perennial water shortage in Accra Nima has been a persistent nightmare that has caused sleepless nights for residents. Countless calls to authorities about the situation in anticipation of a permanent solution to the problem have yielded no positive results. Several people, women especially, continue to trek to neighboring communities to access the precious commodity. To mitigate this problem, plastic and water tank manufacturing company Syntex Ghana has come through with several thousand litres of water to give respite to members of the community. From different homes across many streets, residents came out in their numbers with different sizes of gallons and barrels to collect water gushing from the giant tanks lined up by the water tank company. Some of the beneficiaries who couldn't hide their excitement shared their struggles.
We don't have water, so we have resorted to bathing with sachet water. And you know how expensive sachet water is these days. We have babies, for God's sake. How can we bathe them with sachet water? We are happy that Synctus has brought us water. God bless them abundantly.
We don't normally get water. We have to go to Kutubabi. Sometimes you have to go to Kanda to fetch water.
So how does that affect your daily activities?
It affects us how to bath. Sometimes there are some bowls that has been drilled around the community. And it's a little bit salty water. So that's what normally what we use to bath. What we have to say to Syntex is we thank them very much.
Assemblyman of the community, Sanda Mohammed, explains how timely the intervention is.
You can see our people. Look at the crowd and look at the gallons and everything that we brought here. For even cups. Some people brought cups to fetch water. It means we need water. So Syntex has come to our aid. We thank them very well.
On his part,